deliver that hype known as Sangatsu no Line. This episode being episode 13 or 35. Alright, Twitch. When I freaking terrify me anymore. Like, Jesus Christ, I was in the middle of a sentence. I went, alright, lads. So I was like, whoa. Aight then. It's like, thanks for that. Don't ever have Twitch on full volume, apparently. I was just freaking terrified to no end. Right, as I was saying beforehand, before I got completely spooked by Twitch, the first time ever. Yeah, so last week's episode was phenomenal, I must say. Actually, probably one of the best of the season so far, which actually had just started last week. So, preferably, let's say, best of the whole entire series so far. So yeah, episode 12, not 14. My brain's kind of on the wrong number scheduling thing. Episode 12 really did actually kind of delve really deep into the idea of anxiety and the idea of the building aspect of the whole entire show, and actually really just kind of showed us a really realistic outlook on the whole entire thing that I've never ever seen in my life. That's why I said in my manga reviews that happened to be one of the best, like, kind of an organic representations of the idea of building that is actually just kind of feels way too real. And I was like, man. And how it was dealt with, it actually kind of felt as if it's like it was kind of like, wow, I've never seen it before, but it just works so freaking damn brilliantly. So, yes, hopefully the next episode or this episode does in theory continue that goodness, as they say, because I believe this episode actually does delve back into the feel section of the whole entire show. I believe, from my memory. Because this episode actually does delve a bit more into the feels. So, yes, and also Hina is the best character ever as well. Let's actually get that out of the way as well. Hina is still the best character I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like, her valor in that episode was just beautiful. So yes, I also believe this happens to be the return of Rei as well. So, anyway, without further delay, let's actually get a show on the road. So let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin this thing now. There we are. I really did like the visual representation of the school now as well, because the school beforehand was clad in grey, but now it's all kind of like bright, as if the evil had been extinguished from that whole entire place. Nice bit of that old visual storytelling, I must say. It's still it's still surprising it's actually him as well. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, God, it actually is him. It catches me off guard every single time I think about it. His OP is so good as well. His OP is good. Only because we get the best picture of Shimada ever. Just calm Shimada is like the best Shimada ever. Also, like the fact that Rei doesn't actually take a kind of a more direct role in this opening. It's more the actual secondary characters. So beforehand it was more him, but now it's actually kind of everyone else. Yeah, that one catches me off guard as well, because when you think about it, yeah, Shimada and Sakamoto had the exact same VA. But he also voices Gyro Zeppeli in the JoJo games as well, which actually catch me off guard even more. I was like, oh my god, it's Gyro Zeppeli. So, you know, my husband's are basically like almost basically the exact same voice. It feels good. It feels nice. Man, he's actually a really good teacher when you think about it. He's a really freaking good teacher. He really gets to the actual kind of the problem at heart when you think about it. This is one thing I actually really like about him. He gets right to the cause of the problem. Oh, I just freaking cried. I knew I would. I knew I would. Jesus Christ. That bit got me to manga as well. Oh, man. Oh. Tell me about it. God, that bit is... That's a tough bit, that is. That's a tough bit of the episode. And also the manga as well. Oh man, as always, they've done an amazing job of this episode. Oh man. In the other section with the idea of the future and how it might not in theory be good or not, that was nailed perfectly as well. Thank God. I think he needed some sense knocked into him a little bit as well. Oh man. That was fantastic again. That was really freaking good. The shot composition in this episode was fantastic. It's one of the highlights of this episode as well, actually. The shot composition was phenomenal. The use of close-ups during the scene with the teacher and the student as well, it was top notch, it was. Oh man, that was... Oh, my chest is killing me actually. Oh. Jesus Christ, that's painful. Why is no one watching this show? Please tell me why is the reason why no one's watching this. when you think about it, the arc was brought to a cathartic end as well. It was kind of nice how they did it, because they brought it back to the spot where he actually made the promise. I thought it was actually a really neat thing to do, because it kind of makes you go, okay, look, something's actually happened here. It's actually progressed to the point you actually can say, well, the arc's kind of drawn to a close. The UD is amazing. But, man, okay. Oh, crap, my chest is still killing me. Alright, okay. So, this episode, it dealt with a lot of things. Kind of more than I actually imagined it to deal with, even in the sense of the manga as well. It's the idea of basically... of where do you see yourself in society, basically, is how it kind of dealt with the idea. I thought it was actually perfectly done, because it kind of it's kind of at that age, you're kind of like... if I continue like this, if I do everything correctly, will I actually get to the place I want to go? Will I actually get to a good job? I don't know. It's one of those things. At the age where they are right now, you start to question those things. It starts to actually kind of come to fruition, and I thought it was actually brilliantly done, because it kind of tells you that, look, not everything in school is smooth sailing. It's kind of one of those things that you start to kind of question these things. You start to kind of question, like, okay, look, maybe I won't get to where I want to go, and then what happens? All this thing I've done up to this whole entire point has been pointless. It's been all in vain. It's one of those things. It deals with it, because I believe a lot of people have been in that kind of situation as well, kind of sitting there and wondering, is this all worth it? Will I be able to get to the place I want to go in the future by doing all this? Or am I just sitting here, doing all this, surviving all of this, for nothing? It was brilliantly explored, because it kind of just tells you, yeah, like, this does happen. This is a real thing. It's a realistic approach to it, because it does actually happen in real life. People do sit there and wonder those things, especially at that age. That age is kind of the age we start to kind of think about the future, kind of think about maybe if I'm doing the correct thing here. Even older you start questioning those things, but still, it's one of those things. It was brilliantly done. I thought, great. But it kind of tells you as well, you can't actually kind of meld all those emotions together and then kind of bring it to someone else who doesn't deserve it, because it's not their fault that you feel this way. But it's one of those things, it kind of just shows you, look, it wasn't just for the sake of it being the sake of bullying. It wasn't because, oh, I could not stand that girl, so I wanted to actually kind of make her life a misery. No, there was an underlying thing to it. There was an underlying feeling towards this whole entire thing. Granted, yes, it doesn't actually kind of sugarcoat a whole entire actions, because what she did was disgusting, but it tells you there and then there was a reason to why she was that way, and it's a kind of a genuine reason. It just still doesn't actually it doesn't actually fix her actions, but it just kind of tells you, look, it wasn't just for the sake of it. It makes it kind of make you realize that, look, not everyone's just kind of like that instantly and just wants to go and bully someone. No, there could be an underlying reason, and it sometimes is the case that sometimes you feel as if you're probably not going to get to the place you want to go, and that kills you inside to the point that you can't actually accept those emotions yourself. And the other way you actually can do, then you can reciprocate those feelings, is towards someone else, and kind of make their lives a misery, which actually isn't the case that you should be doing, but it does happen. It's a thing at this point. That does happen. So it was brilliantly done. And I like how the teacher basically says, look, you can't make society the punching bag for this whole entire thing, because it isn't. You've got to kind of look at yourself and actually kind of wonder, is it going to be worth it? Because then you start to actually kind of see yay or nay to the whole entire idea, because maybe one day you might get to the place you want to go, but it's one of those things you can't tell just yet. And I thought, yeah, good job, Sangatsu, for exploring that whole entire thing, because it tells you there and then, look, no, it's not just a case that she was just like that for no reason. There's a reason here. And the reason is kind of a genuine reason that affects a lot of people in society. And I thought, good job, because it's one of those things that needs to be brought to light. This does actually happen, especially in school and in university, that people do start to question, look, is it what I'm doing here correct? Am I going to continue like this and get to somewhere I want to go? Or is it all going to be for vain? I thought, yeah, good, because it needs to be addressed. I think it needs to be addressed, because a lot of people don't realise these things happen. It does happen, especially at that age. But again, as I said beforehand, it goes back to the whole entire actions of her actions towards Chiho. It's not the correct way of doing things. You should never actually go and reciprocate to someone else, because they didn't deserve it. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just that you feel that way and no one understands you, so you just can't you can't fathom another way to actually then reciprocate those feelings to someone else, but you go and kind of make a person's life a misery. But I mean, as I said beforehand, the arc does meet a cathartic end, because when you think about it, it brings it back to the whole entire mythos of the arc, the whole entire main character of this arc being Chiho. It kind of makes you realize that, look, though she's a lot better than what she was beforehand, there's still a long way to go, and it actually kind of proves you that she isn't just there for one episode and that's it. It reminds you, look, this is her, this is what happened to her, this is her now. It's a nice thing to do, because certainly some shows might actually kind of say, okay, she's gone, and it might allude to the fact she might be okay, but it won't actually ever kind of address that. But this one, it kind of goes, look, okay, this is where she is right now, she's got a long way to go, but still, she's a lot better than what she was. And I thought it was actually a nice thing to do, because it reminds you, look, yeah, I mean, it was terrible what she went through, but she's slowly making a recovery to the point that she actually can, in theory, slowly get back to societal norms. In that sense, I thought it was a nice thing to do, because a lot of shows don't tend to do that. Also, societal norms in the sense of like the idea of school and stuff like that. That's what I meant. I didn't know why I said societal norms for that term, but you know what I mean in that case. But yeah, go on to Rei's character. I thought Rei's character was kind of an interesting character as well, because he kind of himself doesn't realize what he's done. He's still kind of not there in the sense of where he should be. He's slowly realizing that what other people are doing for him, but doesn't realize what he's doing for them. And it's kind of depressing when you think about it, because the guy has done quite a bit so far. He's actually helped her so goddamn much this whole entire arc, but doesn't realize it himself, because he thinks what he's doing is basically nothing compared to what he should be doing. But it's not like that at all. You're doing a great job, right? It's kind of depressing to see that you don't actually realize those things, but it happens sometimes. People do actually see that thing and go, I didn't do anything. I was basically just a passive person this whole entire arc, but he wasn't. He probably did some of the most kind of good things this whole entire arc for Hina, and I thought it was actually a nice thing that Hina made him go and realize, look, no, you didn't do nothing, you did a lot, and you helped me, thank you. And I thought it was actually a nice thing to do, because otherwise you're sitting there like, Rei, you've got to realize these things, that you do quite a bit here. I mean, even the teacher, Hayashida, basically says, look, stop thinking you don't do anything, because you're doing quite a lot. But he doesn't realize himself, because he just believes that he's going about his life the normal way he does it. He wants to kind of change it, but the way he thinks he's changing it isn't the way that he imagines to be changed. But he has changed it slightly, and I thought it was actually a nice thing. And it actually then makes it go back to the whole entire thing of how Hina's actually kind of impacted Rei's life. I actually really do enjoy that whole aspect of Hina and Rei's relationship, because you do see there is this underlying loyalty he has towards her because of what she's actually done towards him. And I thought it's actually a nice thing, because it reminds you all the time, look, she changed his life for the better, and that's why he's that loyal to her. And it's actually kind of a nice thing. And I like the fact it brought it back to the actual like place that he had actually made a promise to as well. I thought that's a neat thing to do, because you need to do that. That's actually needed, because it kind of makes you realize, look, it's come to a cathartic end, but you know this isn't the end for their relationship. It's actually going to deepen as time goes on. I thought, good job on that part. Oh man, this episode was freaking brilliant. Really, it was. I say that every single week, but it's just I have to keep on drumming that in. The fact this episode is brilliant. The fact that Chiho's slowly just going back to possibly a normality. That idea of actually maybe in theory, not just yet, not its entirety, but she's going back to maybe where she should be originally, and it's actually kind of a nice thing. And I thought it's actually one of those things that even the kids realize what they did wrong. I mean, it takes quite a lot to actually kind of realize, look, I've done this, and I should apologize. It's actually kind of a noble thing to do. I mean, it's one of those things that certainly some people don't actually tend to do, and it's actually kind of a terrible thing to do, because then what's the point? And this whole entire idea of the whole entire idea of Hina basically saying, look, should I really forgive them for what they've done? Because really, when you think about it, they've really done a lot that is unforgivable. And where she's coming from is actually kind of a valid thing to say. She's said the most valid thing, that look, I can't accept their apologies because they've done so much. I believe in that. That certainly that if someone's done all those things to a person and then to you as well, you really can't forgive them, because you can't get over the fact that happened in the past. It's always going to be in your brain, so it's horrible to get over, and it's all going to be stuck there. So you actually do see where she's coming from. You're like, damn, yeah, it's true. You can't ever get over this kind of thing, especially what they done to her, and also Chiho as well. Oh boy. And also the OST. The OST was the top dog in this episode as well, especially the animation as well. Like, both just mesh together, just make a amazing experience, I must say. It's really one of those brilliant things this show does. It's just really home in the emotion through the OST and also then through the visuals. The visuals themselves were fantastic. Especially when Ray realizes, oh my god, she actually does have a glow around her. This idea that she actually had a lot better than what she was beforehand. There it just showed you the animation really does know what to actually kind of tell you just through visuals alone that words cannot say. And I thought, brilliant on your part. So yeah. Boy, next week is the start of the arc. The arc. This arc is brilliant, but the next arc, even better. Even better. Boys, you will not imagine what you will see next. Fams, it's going to be intense. So yeah, with all that said, I've indeed been the driver. That does it for me for today. I believe the next one to do is Pop Team Epic, so I will see you guys then. So if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream on Twitch, then do leave a follow, because indeed it does home quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube and you want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does home quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube and you want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does home quite a bit. But until Pop Team Epic in about 10 minutes, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.